looking at a 2-minute time frame. So every bar you see on the chart is 2 minutes of time. I'm gonna have to get my Epic pen up here so I can write on this chart for you. So the blue line represents the 20-period moving average. The red moving average represents the 200. Now, what you're seeing here is the way I have virtually every single chart I ever look at for the rest of my life. I will never not have these two moving averages on the chart, the 20 and the 200. They're almost like a perfect buddy system or a parent-child system, the 200 being the parent of the stock, the 20-period moving average being more of the child of the stock, but they work perfectly well together. Now, one of the first things I want you to understand is that all moving averages are areas, and they are not glass floors or ceilings that break at the first point of contact. They're more zones, if you will. So to a certain extent, most of our trading platforms that allow us to apply moving averages, they lie to us. Do you know why they lie to us? Because they put the moving average on our chart as skinny lines when this is not the case. So if I were to ever build my own trading platform, it would look something like this. My moving average would look like a zone that I would put a band around. Now, I know some people would say, Oliver, that's like a Bollinger Band, but no, I'm not talking about a Bollinger Band. I'm just talking about a thicker line, if you will. And that's how I would draw the moving average. Maybe the line would go through the middle, but I would give the trader the indication that this is not just something skinny, because your stock is going to interact with the moving average, but not as if it's like some concrete item. It's going to interact with it as if it's a rubber band. It's going to interact with it as if it's a fence that you can lean on, a fence that has leeway, or boxing ropes where the ropes don't break, but the boxer can lean against the rope one way or the other. And so when you consider the moving averages as zones, you can play off of those zones a lot better than viewing them as these skinny lines, as the platforms would have you believe. All right. So as you can see here, what you have with NEO today is we open today, move right into that 200 and back off. The overhead 200 area is resistance. It's very difficult to break through that. All right. We move back to that 200 area and pull back again. Now, if you don't look at the 200 as a zone, you might get fooled into believing that, oh, the stock has broken the 200. Oh, wow, the stock is strong. It's broken the 200. But this is not the case. Breaks of your moving averages must be very, very powerful breaks. They must go very nicely beyond the moving average to be considered a true, authentic break. And NEO did not do that today. All right. And so how most of my traders would look for an opportunity with the 200 above you, if the stock moves to this area of resistance, they're looking for strong weakness off of that area, and they move into the weakness. So here's what my traders are taught to do. We move into the 200. This could keep going, but it could start reacting negatively off the 200 resistance. So we don't guess, we simply wait for strong weakness off of the 200. And this bar gives us the strong weakness off. And before that bar is finished, my traders are taught, boom, you put your money in the weak bar, okay? You put your money inside of the weak bar before the weak bar finishes trading. Each bar is 2 minutes of trading, right? So toward the end of that 2-minute period, if that 2-minute period is still weak, boom, we're putting our money in the weak bar off of the 200. We're putting our money in the weak bar, boom, in the weak bar off of the 200 period moving average. Pick one. Okay. And so if you look at the weak bars, the really solid red bars, it doesn't have to be touching. Remember, the 200 is a zone. It's not a skinny line. And there are your plays. I love that sound, by the way. All right. I know you love it too. We're going to throw our money into the weak bar. Now, let's move to the 20 period moving average. One of the, listen, 85% of all trading losses are the result of not playing with the 20 period moving average. What do I mean by that? The 20 period moving average is utilized by us for direction. If the 20 period moving average is pointing upward, our plays should be looking for the stock to go upward. We want to play with the flow of the 20 period moving average. We want to play in the direction of the 20 period moving average. If the 20 period moving average is declining, we want to bet to the downside. So rising 20, we bet to the upside. Declining 20, we're going to bet to the downside. And once again, all we need is weakness. If the moving average is down, as it is in this case, right? Take a look. The 20 period moving average is down. So what are we looking for? We're looking for weakness off the 20 period moving average. When do you have weakness off the 20 period moving average? Right here. Boom. Get inside of that bar right toward the end before it finishes trading. You understand? Now, this is how you can take these two moving averages and just find trading opportunities during the times your stock is interacting with either of the trading opportunity, with either of the moving averages. You just have to make sure that you're abiding by the 20 period moving average directional rule. If the 20 period moving average is rising up, you got to forget about betting to the downside. If the 20 period moving average is declining, you got to, if it's rising up, you got to forget about betting to the downside. If it's declining, you got to forget about betting to the upside. All right. Now, I want to point out this area right here in NEO. See this area here? This is what I call a power trend. This trend is very tight. It's compact. It has very few swings or no swings at all. You see, this is the stock swinging, but this is the stock not swinging. All right. It's not wavy. It's almost like a beeline. It's tight to the down.